Today I am going to say something about human resource, which this article is published in 2004 in the magazine of Muzaffarpur Institute of Technology, where I am working since as a faculty member since 1996 and as a student from 14th-5-1992 as a research scholar. Infrastructure implies the basic structure and facilities necessary for a country or organization to function efficiently. For example, it refers to building, transport, water and energy resources and administrative systems. It is in this way that infrastructure are the basic needs for development of the economy of a country and its holistic progress. A vigilant concern for augmentation of infrastructure input in areas like power, communication, water management, chemical and fertilizer, and human resources is certainly quite essential to the holistic progress of the country in the new millennium. The vigilance of such concern requires to be integrated and futuristic at the same time. It should be aware of perspective of the past, its resources and lapses of the planned development, the present predicament of crime, imbalances and challenges of the future. The generation of human resources, growth and evolution of need-oriented infrastructure in this sprawling ambience is highly essential to the development in any other area of importance. The NCI bulletin is apt in observing to develop this infrastructure, power, water resources, information technology and agriculture. Proper development of human resources is also essential. We cannot therefore think positively and meaningful about the infrastructure involved in the power, communication, water management, chemical and fertilizers and information technology unless we grounded firmly in India's sprawling mass of human resources. Hills and mountains and mineral matter, lakes, rivers, seas and underground water, the vast and varied flora and fauna may be invaluable treasure of the country. But much more infinite and the most precious of its assets are its people, the vast mass of its men, women and children. It is why Shakespeare, one of the greatest poets of the world, views man like following: what a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable in action, how like an engine and apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the word. Alexander Pope had observed of Sir Isaac Newton, the father of modern science, in these immortal words: nature's and nature's laws hide at night, and let God said, let Newton be, and all was right. Nature and nature's lay hide at night. God said, let Newton be, and all are alike. The people of the country are its most valuable assets. All social and economic dreams of the nation are actualized by the people, their efforts and ability. They exploit all natural resources and potential of a region. These people from the wealth of a nation. It is on the quality of citizens and the prosperity of the nation depends. If we retrospect over civilization and history of nations, this hypothesis will be found true. This was the main reason of the ether behind the economic revolution achieved by some countries badly battered, ravaged, and ruined during the Second World War. For example, Germany and Japan were virtually shattered and their economics were shambles during these wars, but with organizational skills, talent, vigor, indomitable spirit, and inventive genius of the people, they achieved within a short span a measurable of a momentous miracle. They are now the most developed countries by virtue of a proper utilization of their human resources. They have restarted their own economic and are micro centers of mere global exports of greatest modern products. They accomplish this task by optimum utilization of their manpower. It is obvious that the main hurdle in the path of the progress in poor countries in the inadequate utilization of human resources and its proper channelizing. Now the question arises, what does human resources development mean? It signifies primarily identifying potentiality inherent in every citizen and developing its capital to the fullest extent. Health and education of a person is much more important than the land and the capital. Physical and mental ill health bring untold sufferings, loss of employment, inefficiency and extra expenditure, want of education breed all kinds of misery, sloth and freezing of all positive potentialities. It is in a society turning global by evident compulsiveness where citizens are fast turning into netizens. With proper computer literacy, collapse of educational structures spell a grim erosion of human resources. Economic poverty is a fact of life in India whose misdirected, unutilized human resources can be converted into productive capital only through education. Medicare and education requirement to be evolutionized by the adequate trapping of its vast human resources. Only one or two paragraphs. The first priority program for human resources development is extending relief to the poor, millions of our brothers and sisters, so that they can overcome their mental and physical disability. The next is providing requisite facilities for purposeful training of available manpower. The creative ability of the people requires to be useful, cultivated in this way. They can be equipped with the skills needs to perform a productive role and contribute to the maximum prosperity of the maximum number. This is where education and technical training step into play with a crucial role and being a part of creativity. Productive potential of the Indian mass came into play in full measures only when the human raw material is meaningful harnessed. Often it is said that India has a great reservoir of manpower, second only to China. Even then, so far as productivity is concerned, the country still lags behind 26 industrial nations, having less population. Why is it so? The only answer is that the human resources of the India are not adequately exploited, both physically and materially. For this job, attitude and work culture have to be included among workers and serious paid to the efficient management. The complex area of the goal to achieve calls for a multi-direction efforts. India is now realizing the importance of such a program, and as such it has set up a separate Ministry of Human Resources Development. How much success we achieve in this program will depend on how seriously the people who are at the helms of the affairs in the department take the challenge of all the time and how much vision they display in harnessing the most precious gift of the nature of any nation. Thank you very much for your patience hearing on the human resource. Thank you very much.